season. 2025 mpango
ya nini? Mipango yote ni
ya Mwenyezi Mungu.
No, I don't know what you're saying. Unaniuliza mipango. Kwa hivyo mipango ya nini? Ndio nauliza.
Tutakuja kunywa juice.
Juice wapi?
Na pilao.
Kwani kwangu umekuja siku ngapi nikakosa kukupatia juice?
Na tukia lili.
Na kupikia ugali na kupikia chicken. Mara ngapi umekuja kwangu?
Will we ululate?
Na kupatia soda.
Will the cars PPP?
Kwangu ukikuja, who has ever stopped you from hooting? Na kwa mega tu unaweza hoot kutoka huko juu uteremke hadi chini. Katham, you're very welcome in my house. Nitakupa juicy. Ukisikia utapanda stairs ukifanya alilililili. Homestamai to stop you.
Na kupipipi.
Mambo ya Mungu haitaki makosa.
Ukweli mambo ya Mungu haina makosa. I feel like that's an inappropriate question. I don't even know why I asked it. I think it was just like we were flowing. But yeah, the pressure must be put on at this point. But I'm putting a pressure on the wrong person. You know, I need to divert. I need to divert my pressure to the right people. All right. So right people, if you are watching, just know pressure is coming. Anyway,
25 utakuwa single bado.
Haiwezekani. Haiwezekani tumekataa.
Lala peke yako.
Hapana, tumekataa.
Pastor alisema wewe ni useless kama unalala peke yako. So it's not me. I'm just saying. You better find yourself a boo.
Girl, that was a long intro. It has felt like never lasting. My name is Kathobi. Welcome to the show.
My name is Turife. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. And speaking about resolutions, because it is 2025 ikinakaribia, tunajua Madam Sio Kao atatuimbia 2025 something, but until then it is that time for us to start making resolutions. And I feel like I had never been a resolutions type of girl, but this year, December 2023, as we were getting into 2024, I made some resolutions and I had some goals in place, and some of them have come to fruition, and I'm happy that I actually did follow through with my resolutions. And this year I'm also trying to make sure that I'm not getting into the weight loss, I've started in December, and by the time January inafika, tuko already in the process of doing it, such that it doesn't feel like now I have to start. So 2025, did you have any resolutions for 2024? And then are they the same things that you're now amping up 2.0 for 2025? Like, what's that situation for you?
Honestly, for me, I felt like in 2023, I had done the most and I needed a breather. So even when we were getting in 2024, I did not write anything down. I knew very well that this was just my ear to woosa. I needed to touch grass. I needed to be in the correct headspace. I needed to work on me. And that is just what I was doing. I was just woosaying. I didn't set anything that I needed to do because sometimes you just need a break, because sometimes you're just caught up on adulting. You're just waking up, doing what you're supposed to do, and you never take a moment to just like, can I just leave? Can I just enjoy my rent? And somebody actually put it into perspective by saying, do you never meet your goals, or do you always just increase the standard? Do you always increase the goal every time, and it just feels like I'm never getting there? But if you look and you're like, in hindsight, I'm not the same person I was in 2022. I've come a long way. So for me, 2024 was just to busa. I was just sitting and appreciating where I'm at, because I cannot compare. I cannot even start to compare the person I was in 2020 or 2019. It's a completely different person, completely. I am living the dreams that I used to dream about, but sometimes you're so caught up in what's the next goal, what's the next thing that I'm doing, and you always feel like you're failing. You always feel like, I'm not doing enough. But if you just sit down and relax, you're like, actually, babes, I've come a long way, and it's okay to appreciate that and appreciate where you're at.
I completely love that you said that, because that's the funny thing. In any group, in any setup, you'll find that two different people are on two different wavelengths, right? Turi's year was for woosaying, my year was for running. I needed to run. And honestly, the one thing that I had said for 2024 was that I'm going to stop grabbing onto too many balls. I will just focus on one two bowls. I will focus on major two major activities and goals in my life. And yeah, I ended up picking up a few more than I should have. But still, when I really think about it, I'm happy that I was able to narrow down. Because like 2023 coming into 2024, I had so much going on. I had just, what was I doing? I had just completed my internship, which means I was going to what was that? Was that it? Yeah, I was going to the hotel to work, and then after coming from the hotel, I was coming here to work, and then after that, I was doing another thing, and then another thing. Like I had so much stuff going on. I am trying to create content. I am trying to. I was juggling way too much, and honestly, it felt very overwhelming. So coming into now 2024, was that it? I feel like that was 2022. Sorry, I've had. 2022 was chaotic. It was when I was doing all that, my internship, Coming into 2024, that was now last year, I feel like, again, I had now super chilled. I was like on proper cruise control. Like I have overcorrected 2022, right? Now 2024, I needed to find balance. And honestly, I really tried. I've done some things right. I've done a few things wrong. The one thing that I haven't done since 2022 and I've been promising myself is to become a millionaire. That one bado kidogo inatesa. Kidogo millions zimenikataa. I am running towards the millions, but the millions are running even further towards me. So I think every year you look at what you've done and then you're thinking, what do I need to correct this year? My whole thing, I think, for 2025 is just making sure that, again, I am focused, laser focused on a thing. This is what I'm doing. I am focusing on that. I am not giving my energy to anything that does not deserve it. I am not putting in effort where it does not want to be put in. I'm just putting effort in the things that are giving me life and are adding value to my life and my goals of making 1 million Kenya shillings. What about you? What are you looking into 2025?
Balance. Balance is so important. And on top of that, I think it's just boundaries and balance. You know, having a balance in work life, enjoyment, balance in how you're spending your finances versus how you're getting your finances. And it's such a tricky balance. So I feel like adulting properly, adulting in a sustainable manner, because sometimes you go into the new year like, I will save so hard, they won't believe me. But the thing is, you can't save your way out of a tax bracket. You can't save your way out of poverty. You need to work on how am I getting more money. So that balance, and also people pleasing, hapa kwa boundaries. I feel like this year I have been particularly okay with my people pleasing. I've not been doing that, and I have lost, you know, friends and acquaintances in the process, and I've been okay with that. So just my people pleasing has not been happening a lot, and I'm grateful for that. But now in 2025, it's not going to be there at all. I will not compromise. Ukiniambia hivi na sijisikii, nakwambia bedhe hata sijisikii na ni sawa. Okay, we have one life, so imagine walking around eggshells for something you don't really enjoy. So yeah, boundaries and balance.
Absolutely. That's so funny because remember we had been invited to a fashion event tomorrow, and so our friend called. She's like, "Yo, so are you coming tomorrow?" And I just said, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Oh my God, you're not coming? I really wanted to put you on my table and whatever." And I'm like, yeah, I would really want to lie to you, but no, I'm not coming. And I gave no further explanation. I gave no spiel. Because like normally you start going on a tangent, you're lying, you're like, oh my God, I'll try. Oh my God, you know, actually, da 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 da. And then you end up like taking on too much that is so unnecessary. You're mentally exhausted. Just like, why did I do that? I didn't want to do that to begin with, you know? So if you don't want to do it, just say no.
And actually, let me just apologize right now to Pinky, because
right, boy, not
you know, like in our like industry, you do get this courtesy invites to a lot of these events, and sometimes it can be so overwhelming because you're juggling so much, and then on top of that, it is an added expense to go to these places. You know, you just can't go like the way you're going. You have to factor in, what am I wearing? How am I going to show up? If they're going to be selling something, will I be able to buy it? If we're going for a book launch, will I be able to buy Mathakarua's book? So like, there's so many of this they say it's a complimentary invite, but it's not really, because you are going there to spend money. So, you know, you're people pleaser, and you know, I want to network, I want to hang out with people, I want to put myself out there, but at what cost? And I remember the time that Pinky had reached out to me, I was juggling so much. I had so much going on, and I simply, you know, told the assistant, no. I will try, but no. And then after that, she gave me like a backup. Oh, are you going to make it? You said you'll try. And I just said, no, unfortunately, I will not. And I'm so sorry. It's not because I hate you. That's the people pleaser in me. Your people pleaser, like, if I say no, maybe they'll think, you know, like I hate them or something. I don't hate you. I just have a lot going on. Yeah.
That's crazy. And again, unfortunately, because as you said, we are in a space where you have to like constantly network, and it feels like if I don't show up for you, you won't show up for me. And people can even take it vindictively. Like, people will they will vindicate themselves like 100%. You didn't come for my thing, I'm not coming for your thing, and we're done. That's crazy. But yeah, just being honest as well, I think is also helpful. When it's just a thing where it's like, I wish I could come, but I can't. And again, as Trudy said, basically, she summed it up in the best way possible. I don't even know why I'm dissecting it. But yeah, being honest about it is very, very important as well. I think another very important thing is accepting. Because of this one I am telling to you as I am telling it to myself. I will even read it because it holds such power. The power of small, sustainable habits break down larger goals into manageable tasks and making them more achievable and less daunting. Not only the power of accepting that small steps are the ones that add up and become big things, but even accepting small victories as you go. This one, I need to hear it. I think it needs to become a podcast episode at this point, where and an audiobook at the same time. And I think I need to just put it like in front of my door somewhere. Every door that I'm walking into, I just put it on top there. It's like, small victories are victories either way. Because I feel like sometimes you're looking at this, especially with the pressure of everyone is doing, everyone is da-da-da-da. I saw Felicity Wanjiru just bought a brand new Mercedes-Benz for 6.5 million. And I'm just like, where is my Mercedes? You know, it's like the pressure of seeing other people's successes. You know, you're seeing these people, they're emceeing here, they're doing that. They're doing all the things that you want to do. They're really doing all the things that you want to do, being in the spaces that you want to be in, but you're not there and you're like, ooh, maybe I should. You hear someone calling you and telling you, oh yeah, I got a deal with XYZ, this particular brand reached out to me. And over there, you're just like, when are they going to ever see me? Like, you're hyper-focusing on comparing. But you're not looking at the victories that you've already had that year. For example, consistency. Let me tell you, Waina, there is nothing harder. I work with Turi quite a bit. Like, every week we're here working together. Do you know, sometimes you're just tired of this person. You just need a break. You're like, all right, babe, I've seen you today, tomorrow, day after. I just need a break. But accepting that, yes, I'm seeing you every day because we are working, and just being consistent with that, there is no more power than that. That you wake up and you're like, yeah, today I have to do A, B, C, D, E, and that's what I'm doing. And honestly, the one thing that I'm so proud of myself for, and actually very proud of Turi as well for, is just consistency. Consistency. Yeah? Consistency to the point where you're bumping into people and they're like, Turi, Kathomi, I saw you on Ibru. You guys are doing such an amazing job. It's really good to be consistent. And that, accepting those small little victories for me is important. I don't need to be put up on a billboard yet. Am I even ready to be put up on a billboard? Maybe, but there has to be a reason why my goals are getting smaller and smaller and becoming a bigger picture. So I think that one, accepting to do small things for greater good and accepting small victories, and looking at it instead of the small victories as big victories instead of minimizing it and feeling bad about it.
And most importantly is gratitude. I think I've said this before. Always approach everything from a perspective of gratitude. Even when you're tired of going to work, you don't say, now I have to go to work. You say, I get to go to work, because there's so many people who are jobless. There's so many people who do not know where their next sustenance is coming from. But you have that opportunity. So like, you know what? I get to experience this. I get to go to work. I get to, earn a living. I get to have the expectation of money at the end of the month. So you get to experience all of this, even if it's challenging. Unasikia tu, wow, this is so hard. You're like, I get to experience this entrepreneurial journey. I get to be a businesswoman. I get to have the experience of creating money, creating job opportunities. You get to have these experiences. So instead of complaining about what is not working in your life, think of it as, you know what, I get to experience this. And honestly, I have been less stressed when I approach it from that perspective. When I say, you know what, yeah, it is irritating sometimes, but it is an experience that I get to experience. And it doesn't always rain all the time. Sometimes when the rain stops. So appreciate, find those pockets of happiness and just thrive and dwell in them. And yeah, don't get too carried away with what's not working in your life.
And then tracking. Like, you need to not only track, but also you need to not only track what's going on with you, but also keeping up with what is happening. You need to be on point with that. But in addition, make sure, very, 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 very important, that when you fall off the track, you're not staying in the mud. You're getting up and getting back on track. Even if it takes 2 days, a week, a month, you still get back on track. Because honestly, no one cares that it was hard. No one cares that it was, you had a challenge that one time and therefore you didn't do it. People only see the grand picture. And you will also enjoy the grand picture only if you keep on keeping on. Like, you are falling and getting back up. You are falling, dusting yourself up and getting back up. And I know it sounds easier said than done, because honestly, wow, it is. Wow, it is hard. However, you have to make sure you stay on track. Like, try as much as you can to stay on track. There is so much value in discipline, and being on track helps you to retain that discipline.
Yeah, so before we go, obviously we need to help somebody in need.